Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Fast Profits Daily. Myself Brijesh Bhatia. Since 2020 pandemic lows, most of the asset class have been recovering and we have seen a V-shaped recovery in commodities, equities, and of late the bond market have seen a huge upside. With the Russia and Ukraine war, crude oil prices have been consistently trading into the three-digit zone, which means that it has been convincingly trading above $100 mark. And we have seen commodities, one of the leading asset class, even in 2020 to 2021, where metals have seen upside, 2022, where the crude oil prices are trending very bullish. Even we saw 2020 gold prices trending higher and higher. Agri commodities in of late have been trending very higher, be it wheat, sugar, and some of the soft commodities. But in this video, we will be discussing about the crude oil prices, which is trending above the $100 mark, which is into the three-digit mark, and what are its impact onto the equity market, and should you buy the crude impacted stocks. Well, when crude is trending higher, there are various sectors which affect the prices of the sectorial, and one such sector is the paint sector. And Asian Paints, one of the leading stock into this sector, seems very affected with the crude oil prices. Now, as crude oil is trending above the $100 mark, should you buy Asian Paints? Uh, well, when the crude oil prices go higher, raw material prices go higher for the Asian Paints, they pass on the prices to the customer. But in this video, I'm not talking about the fundamental factors which could be a positive or negative for the Asian Paints, but I'll be speaking some of the technical aspect why I think that Asian Paints should you buy, shouldn't you buy. Let's look at the first chart over here where I've compared Asian Paint trending move with the crude oil prices. Now, if you look at the price chart, when the crude oil price is the below is the orange one, which is the crude oil prices, and above is the blue color, which is the Asian Paint price stock price action. Now if you look at when the crude oil prices go higher, Asian Paints consolidates in during those times. Similarly, right from 2010, we have seen when crude oil prices went higher, Asian Paint consolidated. 2013, crude oil prices went higher, Asian Paints momentum consolidated. And I'm not looking at a 2%, 3% move on the crude oil price. I'm looking at minimum of 10% of price action. So when the crude oil prices go more than 10% higher, considering the Asian Paint momentum. Now, if you look at 2018, where we saw crude oil prices trending higher from the lows of 2016, when the momentum picked up, Asian Paint consolidated in the similar range for quite long. 2022, since I would say the end of 2021, if you look at the momentum, crude oil prices have been trending very much higher. Now, again, we saw 110, $112 being trending into the crude oil prices, but look at the Asian Paint has been consolidating. Should you buy or should you avoid Asian Paints now? Let's look at the second chart of here. This is the weekly chart of Asian Paints, and the orange line which you see on your screen is the 100 weekly moving average, exponential moving average. Now, when the prices test 100 weekly exponential movement, they tend to take support, and this is not the one time or twice or thrice, but if you look at right from 2009, when after the fall, when we saw Asian Paint coming back above the 100 weekly exponential moving average, 2009, back in 2013 it tested, went higher. Back in 2016 17 it tested, went higher. Back in 2018 tested, went higher. 2020, when the pandemic fall happened, it tested around those levels, went higher. Back in 2022, it again tested the 100 weekly exponential moving average, and it is again heading higher. Now this is very important, because when a trend is set, they generally tend to take support, and every stock has its own nature of trending, be it bullish, be it bearish. And Asian Paint has the trending of 100 weekly exponential moving average, and they tend to play an excellent risk reward entries for an investors, those who are looking for a long term momentum into the Asian Paints. Now if you look at the same chart, the 100 week exponential with the time cycle. Now if you look at when it tests, it has generally test back the weekly 100 weekly exponential after around 83 to 95 weeks. Now if you look at back in 2007 when it went higher, it tested back into the 83 weeks. 2011 it tested after moving higher from testing the 100 week, it came back to test after 87 weeks. Back in 2016 it tested, went higher, tested after 95 weeks, which is, if you look at the 95 week, which is nearly if I look at 19-20 months now. If we again look at 2020 where we had during the pandemic we tested 100 week exponential, it tested back after 93 weeks. Now this cycle is repeating, though there could be a plus minus few weeks here and there, but if you look at right from 85 weeks to 95 weeks, this is very a similar phenomenon which is happening into the Asian paints. Now back in 2021-22 when it tested 100 week exponential average, it is showing a sign of positive momentum, which means that there could be a possibility that it may head higher for next one and a half year into the bullish scenario, and then might test. And at the same point, if you look at the average, the slope is also going higher and higher, which means that when it comes to test the the structure is very much higher low structure, which is again a bullish as per the Dow theory. Now the second time cycle which I want to highlight over here is look at the chart over here on your screen. When the consolidation happened, the first chart which I showed you with the Asian paints and the crude oil, when this consolidation happened, it tends to be into the around 60 to 67 weeks. The first consolidation was right in 67 weeks, second consolidation was in 62 weeks, the third is 59 weeks, and the recent again, if I consider that 59 which was the lowest peak, we are into the 57 weeks now. And again probably if I look at the another 4-5 weeks, we might see a huge momentum being starting again into the Asian paints onto the bullish side. Again, if you remember, 62 is the Fibonacci number, 61 point is generally known as golden ratio, and considering the few plus or minus couple of weeks here and there, this tends to be a very exciting opportunity into the Asian paints, wherein as an investor I think probably there could be a slow accumulation happening for next 4-5 probably 6 weeks, and stock might see again an upside. Again, you should, as an investor, you should keep in mind that being an Asian paint is generally has never disheartened the as an investor for the bullish momentum. So as an investor I think for next 4 to 6 weeks one should accumulate this stock in a staggered manner, and probably we might see upside happening into the Asian paints, as we have seen that 100 week exponential played a key important role. The time cycle theory indicates that the momentum can be on cards for as an investor. Possibly for next 1.5 to 2 years we might see stocks heading higher and higher. Signing off, Brijesh Bhatia.